All right, hello, we're back after a lengthy discussion that you don't need to know about. I'm the silenced Pixel Doctor.
I am all for Spexicmon.
I am Deadlock of the Void.
And I'm the femboy Haruka who posts bad things on the internet.
Did you just
Stop.
say the femboy?
Yes,
he
I did.
did.
All right, whatever.
Look, I'm allowed to say what I want.
You are.
I'm allowed to be whatever I want and still want to be cute like Astolfo.
You just effectively set the bar for this episode so low it's a fucking tripping hazard in hell.
Ah, good.
That's fine. That's whatever. If femboys are cool now, it's allowed. At least that's what the internet says. I don't care. You do what you want.
I will withhold judgment. I've never met one.
I've known a few.
Okay. Actually, we should probably avoid the femboy trap talk just because that's actually a landmine.
I
It
don't
is
give a
an
shit.
incredibly big landmine.
I don't give a shit. We're not going to continue the conversation. Do what you want if it makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting nobody. That's all I care about.
That's pretty much all it
Preach.
ever comes down to.
I know what I'm about. I'm about true freedom. As long as you ain't hurting nobody or doing irreprehensible things. I got there eventually.
I'm about getting to the bottom of this damn cyber case.
We're getting there too. What's this boy's problem? What's he doing? Bakugan. That's his
No.
Digimon boy.
You know
We
Bakugan's
have
still alive?
cornered our perpetrator.
Baku means bomb in Japanese, doesn't it?
Explosion, but yes.
Okay. Oh, close.
But yeah, apparently Bakugan is still alive.
It is, surprisingly. Those toys are very difficult to get working because the magnet on the metal card was hard to get to, like, proc.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, they apparently got a new show out, and they turned the fire dragon guy, whose name I keep forgetting, the main one. They
Drago.
turned him into a himbo.
He's-
No,
Wait
I'm
a-
not joking.
I know, but it's really funny. We go from femboys to himbos. It's just really funny how that came full circle very quickly. Oh, that's funny.
I'm kicking myself right here.
Bakugan was fun. It was a fun.
Okay, so
I played the old, like, from the first series, the old Wii and PlayStation versions, which were the same version, just different consoles. But they were fun. Very simple, though.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I'll actually post the image into text tone of voice because it's fucking hilarious looking. It looks
So
so
interesting.
fucking out there.
So apparently the Japanese word for an explosion, or bakuhatsu, is a combination of the kanji for like uproarious laughter and departure or leaving something.
Well, since we're here, what do you guys want to like think of more draft lists you'd like to do? If you're here, you should go watch our first draft list. By this point, there might be a second one out.
Or
But you should go
several.
check out that video.
I think we should do one of underappreciated video games.
That we'll have to define what that would mean, though. What would
Yeah.
that?
As in,
like
basically
we-
not
that-
not a game that that you believe is in the mainstream media.
That might be a bit broad.
It's
that-
it
that's-
is broad, but it still is one.
But I mean, the definition of that's a bit broad.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the
Silence
point with
my
this
little
one.
banshee.
It's more personal opinion rather than fact on it.
I think we can put a pin in that one for now. I think we gotta define what that means.
You
more.
literally. Okay, I was gonna say you were about. It sounded like you were about to say we've got enough ideas, but it's like
no.
you
I was
literally
gonna
just
say
asked
we
them.
need to like explain more. I think we need that one more defined.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think that's a bad idea necessarily, but we might want to hold out on that one for a little bit if we do decide to do that one.
Best tag along NPCs in video games.
So you're
Best
It's not-
escort quest.
that kind of goes along. Well, maybe not quest, but escort. The two kind of go together. I see what you're both saying.
Yeah.
Not bad. I'm not against that. I think that could be okay. Yays or nays on the escort pals.
Mm,
I'd be down for it.
I'm not. I'm just questioning if we can get 20 entries on it.
You said that about the giant robots.
Yeah.
If we can't,
No, that was
we-
one for me personally.
two things.
I mean, just like
If
in
you-
general.
if we're planning to do a subject and you do not want to participate, you're free not to. That's fine.
No,
And
That being said-
also, like I would factor that expands to like anything that follows your main character. So Pikachu and Pokemon Yellow, any of the NPCs who follow behind you and lend you their Digimon in combat for this game or the one after it.
It's funny. The first
I
thing
don't
I
think
thought of
follower
was Rui.
Pokemon will count for that unless it's specific to a certain
They
point.
they follow you, so it sort of counts.
I mean, yeah, but
Now-
then it's just
now
like
that
no different
said,
from any
I-
Pokemon game in general.
Now, I would personally draw the line at Yellow and possibly the two Let's Go games because those Pokemon are scripted in the game to follow you all the time, no matter what. Whereas in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you get to pick who your follower is, which I feel is kind of jumping the shark.
I feel like that is just the same thing, but it's just like a little bit of freedom on who your escort is when you're doing it literally the entire time, anyways, no matter what.
Okay, then allow me to revise. Allow me to revise my rubric. Best escort / tag along character that the game assigns you.
I think that's
Which
fine.
would then include the Let's Go stuff.
Right? Yeah.
I
'Cause
s-
Let's Go. Pikachu and Eevee are staples in your party. You can't
Yeah.
get rid of them.
But you could also
Right.
say Eevee Deadlock for XD.
Yeah, I could. But I didn't play Let's Go.
But yeah. Then there's also again everybody in Cyber Sleuth who follows you and helps you out on missions. There are a couple of people in Custom Robo who do it. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, I think it's got plenty of leeway. I think it's fine.
I've already
I'm,
got
There's also people. Yeah.
I'm writing
Like,
it
there are
down.
also people in like action adventure RPGs who like like there's one mission in AC4 Black Flag where you work with Bartholomew Roberts, so he would count as one.
There's the ever famous / infamous Ashley from Resident Evil 4.
There is her as well.
Ashley's pretty adorable.
I'm okay with this list. I'm writing it down as, yeah. Hey, it's Clockmon.
Yeah, so escorts, tag-alongs, welcome or otherwise.
You're free not to participate, but if the group votes to do that, you must state you're not going to participate beforehand.
Indeed, I'm perfectly fine participating in that one.
I'm still okay with doing the breakfast one too.
Dude, breakfast is king. I'm perfectly cool with that.
Yays or nays on the breakfast?
Sorry, what are you doing?
Yeah, breakfast is okay. I mean,
Oh, no.
I'm not a breakfast guy, but you know.
Neither am I, but I can
No,
name plenty of
no.
different breakfast meals.
Look,
Mm,
man, most of
options.
mine aren't going to be breakfast foods. They're going to be like adjacent foods.
I want to hang out somewhere
Or
else.
foods that I eat for breakfast.
I think that's acceptable.
Deal with this guy.
Oh, this is gonna be a one shot.
Oh,
Well,
hold on. I gotta overkill this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, no, you were probably just gonna kill him one hit.
Yeah, does he do? Oh, Jesus.
He's gone.
Defense penetrating plus a 3 times effectiveness.
That'll do it.
Yeah, there was no hope for him.
I'm writing down the breakfast one. Well, that was easy.
Oh, but throwing back and speaking in the context of this mission, a Baku is, I believe it's the Japanese word for a tapir, but it refers to a yokai that can invade people's dreams and potentially induce nightmares, depending on the lore.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. There's, I believe there's actually a Digimon called Bakumon, which does exactly that.
I think so. I don't know if it's in this game, but I think so.
Yeah, tapirs are weird little animals. It basically looks like a combination of a pig and an elephant.
I mean, Drowsy's a pretty good adaptation of a tapir, but he's standing up.
It is, actually, yeah, Drowsy is actually, I think, and it's having to do with dreams, actually piggybacks off of the Baku lore.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I think that's what they were going for. Its Japanese name might have something to do with Baku. I don't know what its Japanese name is,
Yeah,
though.
that's, so the Drowsy line, and to a, I don't want to say a downplayed extent, but taking a slightly different spin on it, is Muna and Musharna. Same
Yeah,
thing.
well, I mean, but it is a different spin. Theirs were more like peaceful dreams as opposed to the, you know,
Nightmares.
yeah. I like that line. Not a very good line, but I like it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think about it, you know, as we were talking about tapirs, Digimon has its own take on it also.
I'm not surprised by that.
Did I not say that there was a Bakumon?
Yeah, he did say that, unless there's something else that you're thinking of, Deadlock, that I don't know about. Which is very
Pokemon?
possible.
Let me look at him again because I don't remember all these Digimon.
Yeah, basically looks like a tapir, but I believe from the waist down at the...
I'm sorry. I just know it as Tapirmon, literally.
Oh, is
But,
that what's?
yeah,
Is
it's
that
one of
what's
those
English
times
name
where it's
is?
like it has different names.
Oh yeah, what was it? They said Omnimon has a different name.
Omegamon.
Right.
Yeah, like some
Yeah, 'cause
many
it's
Digimon just like have
it's-
multiple names for some reason.
Yeah, because in terms of they're also not called the Royal Knights in Japanese. They're called the Holy Knights. But there's the vacant seat Alphamon is meant to be like the kind of head of the table, and then the final seat is Omegamon.
Alpha and Omega.
Though, funnily enough, in the lore of the Holy Knights, Imperial Dramon Paladin mode was supposed to be the founder of the Holy Knights.
I'm gonna have to do so.
In this game, he is also the final one,
All right then.
who you can only fight in the post game.
Mm-hmm.
We might do some of the post game stuff if I'm having a good enough time.
Well, a lot of it you can actually do before fighting the final boss.
Well, then I will probably end up doing it. All right.
It's just Imperial Ultramon himself is post game only.
I'll kick his ass. I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying, if you want to have more stuff to do in the post game, you can save the other stuff for it.
That being said, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. That's what I get for not reading. And what's her name didn't tell me. No, let's head to Shinjuku and see if I can maybe get some stuff and maybe there's a plot here.
I mean, the way you can figure that out is if you talk to Mireille or actually look at the board.
Last time, I looked at the board, there was nothing there. And last time I talked to Maria, whatever her name is, she didn't tell me anything. Oh, I wandered off gone luster and looks that way. It seems you're steadily gotten accustomed to life as well. However, you're still a good assistant. Except for her wrath, I suggest you get purchase of those coffee beans. Ah, there we go.
See, this is why going to her is also.
She didn't help me last time.
Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't.
She is whatever she wants to be, I guess. I don't know whatever. I'm gonna say something and I lost my train of thought.
Love when that happens.
I'm still thinking of more like draft list subjects that would be interesting, but it's a little difficult because we all have different interests to a certain degree. So we gotta try to find some common ground that at least 3 of us have enough knowledge on.
Shops and stores in video games.
Like we could do
Perhaps
that.
you like perhaps you like the mom and pop Pokemarts in the Pokemon franchise. Perhaps you like that creepy guy from Resident Evil who just opens his coat and shows you his wares.
Got some rare things for you.
Yeah, I guess we could. That one, yeah, we could probably do that. I think I'll yay that.
Like you'd have to do a little bit of a.
But are we
Like, you'd
talking
have to do a
about the
little bit
shops
of digging to
themselves
get
or
your
the
answer.
shopkeepers?
I think it's the shop and the shopkeepers. It's just whenever they're selling, who and where.
Yeah,
they're selling.
like whatever medium is at your disposal to purchase or sell items.
So the store itself, not necessarily the people running them.
Correct.
Why
Although the
he
people running them
just
could
gave you
factor
2
into-
definitions. It could be either like the Pokemart, which is the place, or it could be like the Resident Evil merchant.
Yeah, that's why I'm
so
trying
you
to get
have
clarification.
it either or.
Yeah, it is the means by which you make your purchases. Now, if the person doing the selling is something that you like, that could potentially influence your decision for the location that they're in, if that location is a shop itself.
Why
I
you
feel
gotta
like
make
that
this
was very
difficult?
straightforward.
Yeah, no, I think it was very easy to understand. Deluxe making it more difficult than it has to be.
I have a habit of this.
Yeah, you do.
Really do.
We're well aware of
Sorry,
this.
can you say it again? I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
Bonk.
Deluxe, yay or nay?
I mean, I can honestly go either way on this. I think.
No, you give me a yes or a no. It comes down to do you want to do this?
I think you didn't hear my actual full response.
I didn't. No, I did not. Say it again.
I said I could go either way, but I think it's fine.
All right. Well, then I'm writing it down.
Cool.
I the next thing I just thought it was like food in video games, and immediately my mind went to Monster Hunter.
Yeah. I mean, you do not see how just like extraordinarily they present it and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that one might actually require a little bit of digging.
Yeah, I think that one would be really good. Persona is also another one that just came to my mind with the giant freaking burgers that look delicious.
I'm sad
Now, would that necessarily have to be food that your character is able to consume, or would it be just like a food item that is seen or referenced, like any of the giant like cake or baked goods shit that you see for
I
Princess
feel like
Peach
if your
in the
character
Mario
can't
games?
have it as like either like a story thing or an item that you can just use, I feel like there's no point in it. Because you're just sitting there and you just have to stare at it with your mouth watering.
Let's say there has to have be some sort of significance. So like, what if it was part like they made a giant food, your character doesn't do anything with it, but like it's used in the story for something. So like, say
Yeah, that, like,
Okay,
it could be a
so
story thing,
how
it could be an
about
item, it could be like just
you have to
something
be
you have to.
ba- you have to interact with it somehow.
Okay, so what about this? Because this is the example that I had in mind when I was braining all of that. In, I believe it was Mario Party 2, one of the levels, like I'm pretty sure Peach's level is
First
a
one,
giant
Mario Party
I
1,
see
Peach's
what
birthday
you
cake. Yep. I plan on making that when I get my own place, and I'm gonna do a live stream of me baking that.
So would
Like, yeah.
that, since
Isn't
it
it
is,
two?
That would-
so
I would-
one would argue the cake is a significant food because it is the level upon which you play.
Yes, I would count that. You
Okay.
do interact with it.
At that point, I feel like the newest Dragon Quest Monsters game would have something to say about, because an entire like level of the place you're going through is nothing but like foods and sweets and stuff.
It would. I think it would have to come down to the individual item, like the Peach's level. Well, it's a little hard to say, because Peach's birthday cake is kind of made up of like two technically, but it's all kind of one thing. Because there's the little pudding
And it's
cup
also
next
like,
to it.
connected by like a few bars also.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's connected. You connect to like a one small cake at the starting point, and then you connect to where Bowser is on that one, where it's like the pudding flan that he's in. So, I would still. I think it depends. I think it'd be a case by case basis, but like I think the Peach's birthday cake would count as one. It depends on the Dragon Quest one, how it's presented.
I'll see if I can find screenshots of it for you.
Yeah, I still think this is a good idea overall, though, because goddamn, it'll make everyone hungry, and which will keep their attention.
See, look at that, and we'll be, we'll be satisfying our own desire to put these lists out, and we'll probably be putting a couple of local restaurants for your listeners up a tax bracket.
And when I eventually get to making like my baking stuff, streams and stuff, I'll eventually, you'll have that to look at too.
Dude, you bake, bro?
I like cooking and baking.
Hmm.
And like I said, I want to do the Mario Party Superstars version of Peach's birthday cake, because that one just looks immaculate.
That's pretty cool. I wouldn't say I don't dislike it, but I don't derive nearly as much pleasure from cooking as I do from, say, metalwork or drawing.
I enjoy it. I already planned that when I do the Peach's birthday cake, I would use like M&Ms as the spaces on the board.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, you definitely got to show me that when you're done.
Well, when I eventually get around to it, because that one's like staying with me. That's one I plan on doing.
Yeah, I cook based on necessity because I learned very quickly as a.
Well, we come out.
Well, my thing was telling me I need to change out my headphone battery. But as a young man living alone in the Navy in an unfamiliar place, I learned very quickly that learning how to cook, do my own laundry, and sew were very, very useful life skills.
Yeah, I already knew that beforehand. My mom's very adamant about that, except for sewing. I don't know how to sew.
It's actually a lot like hand in like doing it by hand is fairly simple. Like stringing up a sewing machine is a little more difficult, but once you do it a couple of times and you get it down to muscle memory, it's very easy.
That's what I understand.
Yeah, that's one of those skills you can probably.
Nope, he died again.
Real quick, I'm just putting this in text on a voice just so you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about, but let me say it.
Cake.
Well, I was talking about cake. I don't know if that's what Dylan was talking about. I forgot what he
Yeah,
was
no,
talking
I'm talking about cake.
Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. That's a lot of individual parts.
But like, you see what I mean.
I see what you mean, but I love the slime like ice cream sandwich in the background.
Yeah, there's just like so much. Like this whole place is like that. It's like an entire area of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't count it because it's too many separate parts. I think is what it is. Because most of them are not like connected. There's kind of like one big land of desserts. But if you chose like the castle cake thing, and like maybe any directly connected mountains, I would be okay with that. But like I don't know if I would count the whole area. But that's my opinion. If the others feel otherwise, then it's fine.
Food items sprawled out through like RPGs and everything else. I'm sure we can easily come up with enough to fill up a list.
Because I was gonna say, Delic, because Delic, by that point, I could also say the Sweet Sweet Galaxy from Mario Galaxy. See, you see what I'm saying?
I know, but like it's definitely a good one.
Or Sweet Sweet Canyon from Mario Kart 8.
I mean, guys, I feel like we're all overlooking something very, very important here.
What's that?
The game.
White lizard tails from Shadow of the Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to eat that personally. If you want to eat it, go ahead.
I mean, at that
I
point,
really don't. Slowpoke tails, maybe. They regrow.
Now, see, is that one? Hold on, is that one you can use? Because it is said in the games to be a delicacy, but it is not one that you, the character, ever get to imbibe in.
I think you can in Kalos.
Yeah, no, I think you can get it in Kalos.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I actually was unaware of that.
That being said,
there's like battle restaurants and everything where they have like whole dishes based on the Pokemon.
That being said, Andrew was going to say something. I'm curious of what he was going to say.
Then that also opens up the floor to, I guess, another question is you also get things like Castelia cones or lava cookies in other games, things that your Pokemon can consume, but you, the player, cannot.
I would count.
Fair.
I think that's fair.
Party.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because
even if
your character
don't do it, it's part of raising your team and keeping them well. Like they get to indulge it. I think that's fair.
I think that, yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I happen to agree. I just wanted to make sure.
The food one apparently a very good option. MJ, you wanted to say something? I heard you.
No, I don't remember. I think I was just swinging Sweet Galaxy.
Am I on a mission right now?
Yes.
No.
Maybe if you're paying attention.
But the real question, lads, does Digimon count as a food?
Is he vegan?
No.
He's actual food you're eating.
Well, actually, no. I'd say he is still vegan. He's a vegan option because Chikorita's a vegan option.
Actually, not thinking about it. Wasn't there? I'm trying to remember. Like.
It's a fucked question, really.
Like Digimon out there that was like literally just. Oh my
that's
god!
A good,
actually,
that's a good one.
Monsters
we would eat in video game. And it has to be like, it can't be like food based. Like they have to like be a monster. Well, I guess they could still be food based, but I think that.
Well, yeah,
kind of funny.
Quest actually has a few subspecies that are like that.
And also, we are counting like actual food, right? You can't pitch something like Tatsugiri from Pokemon just because it looks like food.
Why am I blanking on what Tatsugiri is?
That's an interesting question because something like Appleton is.
Oh yeah.
Because like Appleton is one of those cases.
Well,
if we entries of it being eaten.
Yeah, if we do the edible monsters one, maybe you can do one exception for a food-based monster.
I think it gets boring if you just include all the monsters that are literally
True.
designed to be.
It is less exciting that way.
Yeah, like.
Because if we're doing edible monsters, then half of the things from Yoshi's story are easily make that list.
Yeah, like I feel like it's kind of cheating for a list like that where we're picking monsters that are just,
because think about it. Think about it from a viewer standpoint. There's probably two types of viewers you get if you do that kind of list. One, they're gonna want one that is all food based, like because they don't want to eat anything weird. Or two, the people are gonna want the weirdest shit you can think of.
They want you to eat coughing.
Exactly.
Wheezing.
Let's go talk to.
And no, we're not talking about the fairy type subspecies.
Well, the point being,
I'm imagining you have like that one viewer that sits in a dimly lit room, like illuminated only by their computer screen, who's going to be enraged that there are no people on the list because hey, that's what he imbibes in.
Look, man.
Look, can you not call me out like this?
Okay, I didn't think you liked long pork.
I keep reading this and I'm not paying attention to it. Shibuya, okay.
Yeah, they told you to go to Shibuya when you were at the.
I wasn't paying
Hey, what
attention. I was
happens when you're just stuck
I'm
in
engrossed in
nice
conversation.
and
I
you
was-
ignore dialogue?
The
I
viewer-
can still be engrossed in the conversation. Look at this.
I am doing. Shut up. Whatever.
I understand, Zach, you've got, small attention span, but come on, man.
Alright, that's unnecessarily rude.
But not inaccurate.
That's also unnecessarily rude.
Guys, let's just be grateful that he found his way to Shibuya and not Sheboygan.
Oh,
Or
that's not.
Shinjuku.
Can't go that way.
Oh, Chris, you like Persona games, right?
I haven't played any of them, but sure, they look
Oh,
cool.
okay. I thought you had played one. You need to go down one of the side alleys here.
I was trying to. It wasn't letting me.
I think the
because
only
you didn't
one
walk
you
down
can
the
go
There's
down
only
is
one you can go down, I think. You can
yeah,
hit your
so
map to see it.
south from where you are.
Hit it. See?
Oh.
Yeah,
You need to go to
Shibuya
Shibuya
Records is the place you're looking for. And then go up that street. Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
having a map is very helpful, isn't it?
Yep.
Let's
Hey,
try-
talk to him.
Feel attacked.
I'm
yeah,
looking
yeah,
at the shop. I already
yeah,
have.
you actually want to talk to him, by the way.
I've... Oh, well, this is. I can tell that's Shoutmon right here. Alright. It's a big Shoutmon guy.
Actually, that is Victory Uchida. You will show him the necessary respect.
Yes,
Well,
he
he
gives
just-
you free stuff whenever you find him. He's basically a hide and seek game within this game.
Alright then. Hello. So, yeah, I just want to be left alone. I don't care. The plot demands I talk to you. Here's another one. Either music or just OST in video games.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that is a good one. But then, do you need like different like feels of the music, like different action ones, different
I
like,
think
emotional ones, or is it just overall?
We could either narrow it down to individual types of things like that. Like if we did OSTs, it would be the overall soundtrack for the game. Like if you think that soundtrack is just solid overall.
I think ODSTs is fine because,
Did you say ODSTs?
well, yeah, well, ODST also has a good OST. Let's just say that right now.
It does, but that's not. We know you messed up talking there.
I know I messed up slightly, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll put OSTs down, and we can come back to individual tracks at another point afterwards.
I'm not even sure how you would do the individual track ones. Like, would you do it like based on them just being overall the best? Would you do it just based on how they stand out from the track it's from?
If you're doing OSTs, then it's the whole soundtrack for the game. So,
No, I mean like when we're talking about the individual song.
well, that will come down to your individual preference, but I think it would come down to mostly how solid the OST as a whole is. And you probably want consistency for the most part.
You know what? I
thought you were saying we were going to do two lists, but okay.
Well, I'm just. We'll get.
So,
when
so I've
we
got a
get-
question that's going to sidetrack this a little bit.
Okay.
So, I have to ask you guys, which do you prefer? Harpies with arm wings or harpies with hip wings?
When you say arm wings, do you mean like the whole?
Like their arms are their wings.
Yeah,
And
he
the
means
hip-
the
Yeah,
wings
kinda-
and the arms are the same appendage.
And hip
Yeah.
wings are ones where the wings come out of like their hip area.
Why can't it come out of their back?
I mean, that's
Because
optional,
this is the
that's
question he
boring.
proposed.
Yeah, shut up, Dragon.
I feel
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
arms because that would actually be practical.
I mean, personally, I'm not opposed to either, but I think from a practical standpoint, I'd probably prefer the hip wing ones.
Wait, what?
That way you can use your arms for more than just flying.
Exactly.
Yes, but how about the balancing of that? I don't know how you'd make
Well,
that
actually, it'd be easier to balance because it's at the center point of your mass.
We also have to figure, I'm imagining harpies, at least in most Monster Girl mediums I'm familiar with, they have hollow bones similar to birds.
Mhm.
I would assume
So
whatever
then
whatever enables them to fly.
probably be easier to lift and therefore manipulate mid-air, even if the wing placement is a little odd. Plus, the size and shape of the wings could accommodate for their awkward positioning.
Yeah, because like if they're on the hips, like that just seems like an awkward for a balancing perspective.
Like ordinarily, I probably would think that a little weird, but I've seen more than like, especially in the anime sector, I've seen more than enough succubi with wings coming out of their hips to not think it's weird.
I just call that magic bullshit.
Probably.
So I had an idea for
It
three
just
lists,
includes
but
demonic magic bullshit.
I had an idea for 3 lists, by the way. We kind of talked about this. Protagonists. I think we could split into both silent and speaking roles.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yays or nays?
Good.
Yeah.
Speaking would
Okay.
be easy. Silent. I'd
Silent
have
would
to
be
actually
harder,
run
but
through
I
these.
think that it's worth it to split them up like that because there's so many.
The silent protagonist trope.
And
is
obviously,
its
the
own
contrary to that,
strange beast.
antagonists.
Now, does
Antagonist?
that go into main antagonists, or does it also encapsulate anti-heroes?
I think that means any antagonistic force to the player character.
If it's an
Okay.
obstacle to you, it's an antagonist.
Yes.
Okay,
Is
that
that-
works.
Because that's also the same thing as I don't know, like I don't know, maybe I feel like antagonists can be so subdivided into other things. Like that you can make so many more lists out of that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm liking the. I'm very much liking the classification that it is anything that hinders, either actively or inactively, the main character's forward progress.
Yeah, that is an antagonistic force.
Yeah, because that also opens the floor for it to be a little obscure if you want it to be. Also positing this because the talk about Skull Satamon in a previous episode reminded me. Best demons in video games.
That's age old.
Ooh, demons
Chris,
is
we've
a good
already
one.
forgotten that point.
It's true.
That was
But
a
I'll-
whole lifetime ago, Chris.
And he's getting you back.
What one?
Nice
I
job,
mean,
MJ.
my attention span for that's already gone, just like the audience's.
Yes, we'll see. That is the perks of having a very long memory.
Yeah, so
Even a lifetime ago, right?
I seem to only remember you having a very short memory. 10 seconds was too long.
Yeah, but I did a lot of like I did a lot of those mobile games on your phone where like you decide like which side the pink and yellow things go to, and my brain is better at thinking good with stuff now.
But demons, MJ, or whoever proposed it, yes, I think
I've
it's a good
got for
idea.
demons.
Yeah, I think demons is a good idea. Whoever proposed that, I don't know who said it.
That would be it.
Did we separate the distinction from devils though?
Personally, no, because
No,
I
'cause they're
think
very
D&D
similar in
is
most
one of the
media.
only ones that make
Yeah, most media they're the same. But by that, the game has to define them as a demon and or devil. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah, so I think in the broader sense of deadlock, themes, but then you can sub-pick demon or devil based on which one you think is cool. But
And
By
they
the way,
might
I
pick
did add
Dante.
in text tone of voice. I did drop harpies with arm wings and hip wings just for a reference for you, Deadlock.
Do we want to do the contrary and say angels? That being said, I can't think of too many angels in video games, comparatively.
I can. It's
Better or
here
worse?
having played Shin Megami Tensei. My time has come.
I was gonna say you probably know more of them than I do.
I was gonna say, honestly, in video games, angels are a lot less represented than demons are.
You'd be surprised, actually.
a lot
Not
of
really.
the times when they're represented, they're more of assholes than the demons are.
It's true, but my point is
Yeah.
they're not as widely represented as demons are.
Now, I do. Now, as much as I do like SMT and how they portray angels and those, generally being servants of God, and generally like demons, usually assholes. I do have to say that I kind of wish there was more representations around.
In what way?
Less of just in the way of not every other representation is. Yes, we will take my setting with hell and stuff. He's gonna have angels too, and the angels and God are gonna be assholes. Like, can we get some new interpretations?
like of angels actually being good. We've found plenty of demons and stuff that can actually be
Doesn't even
good.
need to have them good. Just can have them be like observers, like they're supposed to be.
Oh, so
That
like impartial arbiters of worldly affairs.
Uh, you might like actually Dragon Quest 9 in that regard then, MJ.
all right. That being said, yay or nay on the angels.
Yeah.
I'm cool with Angel.
I'm gonna have to go actually dig in again on this one and see how much I can come up with, but I see no issue with it.
All right,
Otherwise,
I will put angels on the list.
but yeah, MJ, you actually might like Dragon Quest 9 because that's actually kind of the plot.
Yeah, Drago. Now that you see hip wings, what do you think? Does this an actual appearance of it fix it for you?
Well, considering they're like in like a stored mode and not actually like fanned out.
Did
like,
you
before
really
the
have to
fight.
grab the monster girl from Monster Musume for the ones with arm wings?
It was the first one there.
I blame Google search engines more than anything for
Like,
that one.
it doesn't matter which one, Zach.
Like,
I
I
just-
get the point of what the arm wings were. That was no issue.
Let's
Like,
be real.
Now,
You could have
I
done
was
the
gonna be
exact
honest.
same.
I thought you were about to complain about the other one because they're from a game called Orc Massage.
I wouldn't know that. I don't know that character.
yeah, I'm
Well,
sorry,
let's
but
be
I
real.
look at that
If
and
you-
it
if
looks
you had
so
made that search 20
unbalanced.
years ago, if you'd made that search 20 years ago, you would have gotten one of the Harpy Lady Sisters from Yu-Gi-Oh!
True.
God, yeah.
Not incorrect.
Yeah, that would also be one. But again, like, yeah, I look at that and it just looks so unbalanced.
You know what? Everyone else has kind of put some input. Dilla, do you have any lists you'd like to try out? Because you haven't really added anything.
ここは慶明苦闘の孤児に習いましょう。閉ざされた門は強行突破では
I don't know, I think I have to actually come up with a few ideas.
Well, I just thought of another one while you were thinking. Vehicles. We can separate that by land, sea, and air.
Ooh, okay.
For games only or for just in general?
Just stick to games for the moment. And when we get more of an audience, we can expand outwards further. Let's stick to our current format.
何こちらには慶明
That being said, if it's real and it is in a video game, I will count it. That being like Ace Combat, because I don't know if they use real planes or not.
神城への侵入にはその人物の力を借りましょう。
Everyone went silent, so I'm not sure of the group opinion on
I
this yet.
don't know Ace Combat enough.
I was just thinking how that opens the floor for MJ to when we do the sea vehicles, him to just pitch the entire lineup from World of Warships.
That being said, if it's multi-purpose, it can count as either or.
Yeah, those games just have their own little meme that they just classified everything for some reason.
Oh, we're talking about War Thunder?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's because it's a military it's supposed to be a military simulator. It's really bad at simulating it, so people think that if they leak secret documents, it'll get Gaijin to, update the models to be gooder.
It's hilarious, is what it is.
Let me see, when was the last time that something was
I think they already done
leaked?
it again this year.
Yeah. War Thunder leaked.
Like, the fact that so many do it just for a game is scary.
December 21st, they release. Where was it? Norinco VT4.
What the hell
and
is
then
that?
Another on 12th. That was the baby.
Oh,
That was Killian raising a toy caterpillar and noising triumphantly.
It was so
I mean,
quick, it scared me. I was not expecting it.
The 12th of December was the M2A2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, second to none.
And you don't need to dig further into this.
Honest, please.
Point being, it happens a lot.
9 times in 2023 alone.
それは構いません。
Also,
Yeah,
I love
how's
the
it-
soundtrack.
Oh no, the soundtrack is
Soundtrack
killer.
with this game is also good.
Yeah, so who's putting this on
Like,
their
every
draft
single
list?
piece sound stands out.
Say, who's putting this on their draft list?
I might.
私は未成年という理由で
Time will
社
tell.
内での権限が大幅に制限されています。私にできるのは
Let's see.
Like I said, I already had Digimon. We could do Pokemon draft list, and we could separate it by the individual gens or types, whichever one.
I'd say gens because that's
I would
gonna be more
also say
interesting.
gens. I would also say gens.
そうですね。学校の友人を見学に招待するという名目でなら。
I
Can't
would
quite
vote
do that.
yay for that.
Yeah, that's definitely a yay. We can do the individual gens, and we can. And nice thing about that is that one's probably an easy one for us. Very short too.
Mm-hmm.
Are we counting evolution lines or?
What it has to be in that gen. If it's not in that gen, it does not count. You can accredit the others to it, but it has to be the Pokemon in that gen.
I'm
So-
talking about. Are we just talking about the entire line of it, or just?
No,
one
it's just
specific
whatever
specific?
Pokemon. It is whatever Pokemon in that gen. Gen 1, 151, you can pick Mewtwo, and you can pick Caterpie.
Okay, so literally just the individual species.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You can accredit the rest of the line to why part of the reason why you like that individual Pokemon, but it is just the individual Pokemon.
この人が仮にウィザード級のハッカーだったとしても
We're getting a lot of list ideas here. This is good. The more the better, so that way we can swap things up as we like.
Now, I'm going to suggest an idea that none of you I don't believe have any interest in, but would force you guys to look into something and
Okay.
develop some ideas. Favorite 40k regiment?
Nay.
Man, you don't even
Regiment.
Wanna... Yeah, like Imperial Guard.
Is there even enough?
Yeah, I don't know enough about it, man.
Yeah, no, that's why I suggested it would force you guys to look into new things.
MJ, you're talking to the
Band of
person who picked
Horizons.
Tau.
I was gonna
Man,
say, is it
why
even
did
enough?
you choose literal space communists?
Because I love communism.
Oh. Chris, you heard him. We got to get rid of him. Channel's over. Because
What
he's
did he say?
communist, he said he likes communism.
I said I went with the Tau. That's different.
No, talking
Okay.
about Zach.
Oh.
I'm entitled to my own
He also
correct
said at the
opinions.
beginning- He also said at the beginning of this episode, do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. So what reason do I have to give a shit?
I'm not hurting nobody.
Because communism hurts other people.
Or,
But
or
I am
is-
not
is
an
that
acting
too far back
communist.
for you to
So does
remember?
democracy. So does capitalism.
Yeah, I am not.
Based.
I am not actively
Nah.
hurting anyone.
We're also not actively getting into that conversation in the middle of the video.
That's also true.
I don't know. Zach started it.
I was making
I'm
a
finished.
joke.
Technically, you did.
No, technically he did by saying he's a communist.
Enough.
You know it's bad at Chris. You know it's bad at Chris saying enough.
Judrin,
Yeah.
please.
All right.
I'll have you know I'm not at children's. I'm at least 7.
Shut the hell up. Not incorrect, but shut up.
This many years old.
All right. I'm tired to deal with these guys, so I'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Later.